humanity, my flawed humanity, to the role, and then ask God to utilize me sort of like a...
The trick is, how do you translate that into acting, where you say,
And luckily there is no quiz after this.
Yeah, but here's the good news. He's actually doing it. That's what's remarkable.
Glory to God.
Do you remember Martin Scorsese's movie, The Last Temptation of Christ? That, you might say, is a very Nestorian depiction. Jesus is kind of a human hero, a human saint. Go to maybe some others on the extreme right wing, where Jesus is sort of an ethereal, purely divine kind of, just floating above the human condition. The trick is doing both of those at the same time, so that they're non-competitively related to each other, both fully divine and fully human. And that's what I do admire in your performance and in the writing of the show. I think there's no question about the divinity of Jesus coming through, and no question that here's someone you'd like to sit down and eat and drink with, right? But how important that is in the Gospels, isn't it? That people ate and drank with Jesus. He obviously had a winning personality. He was human in the best sense, but not just human, not just a great saint, but also fully divine. That's the trick of writing and acting, I think, the role of Jesus. But he does.
So, Jonathan, how do you do it? and how do you do it? And take us back to when you were auditioning for this role. And I know it's not your first go around as Jesus, but when you were first thinking about taking on this role, this portrayal, what thoughts go through your mind?
Well, I think to answer your first question, grace is the first word that comes to mind. Before approaching the role, before approaching each season, there's always a substantial amount of prayer that goes into, trying to take on as best as I can in my own sort of feeble humanity, the mind or the personage of God, which is impossible. So all I can do is bring the fullness of my humanity, my flawed humanity, to the role, and then ask God to utilize me sort of like a mirror.